Paul was sent to Jerusalem. We don't know how old, but as somehow his parents sent him to Jerusalem to learn from the greatest rabbis. He was taught under a famous rabbi. We know him elsewhere, Rabbi Gamaliel. He sat at the feet of Rabbi Gamaliel. Gamaliel taught him. You know what Gamaliel means? It can be translated either as the reward of God or the weaning of God. Paul would be weaned. His teacher meant the weaning of God. God would wean Paul. God was going to take Paul and wean him away from everything. Wean him away from his dependencies. Wean him away from his image. Wean him from his reputation, from his former life, from his ideology, from his career, from his everything he had, all the success. God was weaning him away. Had to blind him. Had to take him to Damascus. And then Paul says, I spent years in Arabia. We don't know what he did. We don't know what, except we know he was with God, learning from God. It was Paul without anything. He said, I didn't have anybody. It was just God teaching him in Arabia. God had to wean him away from everything in order to impart to him all that he had to have. And look at what God gave him. Look at the revelation God gave. But he would not have gotten that if he wasn't in the presence of God. God has something for you, but you can only get by being in the presence of God. And it's interesting because the word weaned also means rewarded. When you wean yourself to get yourself away, to get with God, there's going to be a reward with God. I have weaned my soul. That's part of it. Like a child. That I don't need the world. I've turned off the television. I weaned my soul. I turned off the internet for that time. I don't need that. I turned that off. I just need to be with God. And that's where that happens. It takes time. It takes time to wean your soul, but that's where the reward is.
To find out how you can receive more of Jonathan's teachings, to receive special free gifts, or get in touch, go to hopeoftheworld.org or call toll-free 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821. You can also get more at Jonathan Cahn's Facebook page or write us direct at Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA. Hope of the World is dedicated to the goal of spreading God's Word and salvation to every land and people. We do this by spreading the Word throughout the world and sponsoring compassion projects to the most poor and needy around the earth. To get in touch or have a part in God's work, just write to Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA. Or go to hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821.